for my updates. I've not too much has been going on. Um, I've been working here and there, doing podcasting stuff. One thing that did happen that I texted you about was I think either Friday or Saturday. I got back from work, and my family had already started drinking margaritas.
Nice.
And I know a couple of podcasts ago, we were talking about those like bad moments with pitchers and everything, and you said
Oh
had
yeah.
the margarita one. Um, and then I was saying like I wasn't a big fan of margaritas. I still
Yeah.
stand by that. I'm still not the biggest fan of margaritas. I'll tolerate
Yeah.
them, but it's not going
Okay.
to be my go-to
Okay.
ever. I'm just
Well,
not a
yeah.
I'm not a tequila guy, so it's
No,
the
trust me, I'm
tequila
not
part
either.
that's
But
not.
I,
Yeah.
for whatever reason, margaritas taste absolutely delicious to me. And I hate tequila. I cannot
hmm
stand it.
I'm
But
for
if
me.
it's
I'm more
margarita,
peanut.
perfectly fine.
I'm more if it's a frozen. I'm more pina
Pina colada.
colada daiquiri
All right.
kind of thing.
All
That's
right.
me.
All right.
That's where I know
There you go.
you're into the rum as well, but that's my kind of go-to as
Yeah.
well. But when I got home, my mom was on the verge of tipsy and drunk, and Mitch was very clearly tipsy. They had already, and I was told to that this should have been my giveaway because at work, my mom texted me saying, "Can you get a bag of ice?" Which meant they went through all of our ice already through making the margaritas. Which I mean, it's not that big of a
Nice.
deal because my dad was making like a pitcher worth like in a blender and doing it
Yeah.
that way. Um, but they must have had at least two or three drinks by the time I got home. They
Nice.
had another one when I got home, and that's what I talked about last time. We had another Domino's night, Domino's
Nice.
Mexican train night
All right.
afternoon on Saturday. Um, Starting it out, setting off back on our deck. And then it started raining a bit, so we brought it inside. So that was a good night.
There you
I
go.
worked most of the weekend, so unfortunately, weekends nowadays, because I've seemed to be working more on weekends, not much
Yeah.
going on there. But yesterday, we actually got a new
Uh-oh.
game because, again, if you're new to the podcast and if you haven't already taken already from the video we put out last time or last podcast, we literally talked about board games and card games. I've been living a old nursery home here for the past what feels like 100 months, but it's only been since maybe I don't even remember when he did the whole shutdown, quarantine, stay at home kind of thing. Late March, early April, somewhere around there. That's where we've been at.
Man, you're brutal. You're so brutal. That's awesome,
If
though.
we've been playing the same like three games, and
It's just so funny,
at the
though.
beginning it was we were sprinkling in dominoes here and there, but it's not. We've played a lot more recently
Not
than we
as
were at the
consistent,
beginning.
right?
At the beginning, it was mostly Clue, and then we got
Good one.
a couple, like a month or so in, we got Trivial Pursuit. We played that a couple times, but
Okay.
we've really just played like three
So
games.
it's so funny
Um,
though because literally every time you're telling us, "Oh, guys, we're playing a new game," it's like you guys are playing. It's not like a newer game from like the last like within the last like 5 10 years. It's like a new game you're playing,
oh yeah,
but it's like a very old game. Trivial Pursuit, Clues, older, Monopoly,
I haven't
Mexican
played.
Train.
We can't do Monopoly.
What?
We have Monopoly. It's just one of those games we're just not a big fan of. It's a
I mean,
little
I get it. It takes a very long time.
Yeah, it just takes a lot of effort that we don't have.
Yeah.
That's our problem with it. And
One game
realistically,
you
the only
guys,
reason
yeah,
why we only play it like three games is because we don't really have any other games.
right. I was gonna say
We've played poker here and there, but that's
that's
about
a good
it. We
one.
have like a whole poker set. We have
One
like chips and
game that
everything.
oh now you're talking, but one game you guys would love, especially when you're drinking. I feel like you played this before at our buddy Tommy's house. Dice Capades.
Escapades, maybe. Is that like Yahtzee a bit kind of thing, or is it more?
Not really. So the best way to describe Dice Capades, there's three sections on the board. There's a blue section, a yellow, and red. Blue is kind of like I forget like the exact terms, but it's like action land is like yellow, trivia is red, and blue is kind of some things that you do something. It's kind of like an action thing, but basically, there's like you have to draw something in 30 seconds. The person has to guess it. There's all
Okay,
sorts
yeah,
of
yeah, I got you now.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's also some sort of all sort of like funky looking dice of like different kinds. So there's like these 10 little tiny mini ivory dice that like you have to stack like 10 of those up top on top of each other. You have to there's
I don't
trivia.
know why.
There's
I don't want to interrupt you, but in my
uh,
head, when he said you had funky dice, I just had a picture in my mind of a dice like a funk, like folky kind of singer. A dice. He had a guitar. He had a hat on.
so far it is
Sing
only
about his life.
Tuesday. It is only Tuesday. It's only Tuesday, August 18th. The week began yesterday. I vote that as the worst of the worst moment of the week. Here.
Yes, and also we're going to try to keep tally of how many times we actually make references, so we actually know for when we actually make our game of our drinking game for people, or drinking board game.
We should keep a tally on that. Anyway, so excuse me. Oh my god.
Also, that joke. This is what so much long of quarantining does to a person. Okay, you start going crazy a bit.
Fair enough.
Anyways,